My name is Anjani, and today I'm talking about the starving artist. And I'm asking the question, why is the artist starving? In previous cultures, the artist was the one who created the culture. The artist was speaking the words, dancing, doing the art, painting the images, and relaying these messages that were deep and valuable to the culture and really helped to build cultures out of the things that were beautiful and meaningful to the people. And now in our life, in this current time, I feel like the I don't want to say masculine or patriarch. I really want to get away from those really charged words. And it is a combination. Like, we couldn't have what we have now if we all hadn't agreed and participated in some way. So the starving artist is in all of us. And in all of us, there is a piece that is starving. We've been fed and overfed bullshit, lies, food that has no nutritional value, a belief system that was pieced together from things that aren't really sustainable, things that don't have true value. And we've been starved of our own spiritual sustenance, things that are valuable. We don't have culture. We really don't. And the culture that we do have is made up of garbage, essentially. There are some beautiful things, and I really look to the beautiful things most times in my life. Everybody who knows me would probably say that it's a fault of mine. I really avoid media. I don't know much about the news. I know the overall feeling of what's going on in the news. Right outside my house right now, they're chopping down trees, and my 3-year-old on the way to his daycare was just very angry, saying, "Why are they doing this? I don't want this to happen." And it's where we are in our culture right now. So why is the artist starving? The artist is starving, number one, because we have starved that part of ourself that requires love and beauty and things of value and sustenance and nutrition. We have starved ourselves because we've been taught that the things that are of value are the numbers, the money, what we can build, what we can take, what we can have, the house, the car, the fancy clothing, the expensive things in life. And how do we get those things? By, it's a dog eat dog, and I can't really, I don't know. I'm pretty removed from, as much as I possibly can be from that mentality. I don't live it, but I am in it in a way, So that's one reason the artist is starving. The other reason is because we ourselves as artists have not valued our own art, our own beauty, and what we have to add to the culture that we live in. So one really important thing in my life is bringing back all the parts of myself, of my consciousness, of my psyche, bringing it all back together, because it is dispersed. It is, there are parts that I've pushed away, parts that have been taken away. And of course, energetically, nothing can be taken, nothing can be, but at the same time, if we, for some reason in our, in our youth, in our young age, our childhood, we're led to believe or told or punished for being ourself. And for, my personal thing is I've always been sensual. I've always been a sort of mysterious, sensual creature. And I definitely got abused. I had sexual abuse in my childhood. I had, a lot of self-worth inflictions on my own body and my psyche. And I'm also very thoughtful very, I love books. I'm surrounded by books. I love to have a big picture perspective. I used to get called a daydreamer, all of those things, and it was bad. It wasn't a good thing. It wasn't like, oh, look at she's daydreaming and I wonder what she's thinking. It was like, no, focus on your homework, focus on math, focus on this history that they're feeding us in school, which isn't even true. And I wasn't valued or given any props for me and the gifts that I had. It was like, here's the mold, fit into it, and if you don't, you're not right and you're bad. And so, my whole life, really up until, it's been a gradual reawakening, probably started back in 2002 before I got pregnant with my first daughter, and definitely got me good when I first found out I was pregnant with a child. And then when I knew it was going to be a girl, I really was going through this, going back through my history and rehashing and reawakening and revitalizing and throwing things away. But I really deeply had to start putting everything back together and understanding that even though the society wanted me to be a certain way and everybody around me had good meanings of, wanting the best for me, for what they thought would help me the most. And I was repressed. I was called a nigger, a black girl, nigger baby. I was called a daydreamer, told that I would never amount to anything, that I was useless. Don't speak unless spoken to. I heard that as a little girl a lot. And I know that my story is also part of the collectives. And I'm 37 years old. I'll be 38 next year, March 2017. I'll be 38. So all the women that are in my time, I'm sure that we had a lot of similar experiences and damaging wounds to our essence of who we are. And this is why the artist is starving, because that piece of us that is lively and joyful and creative and thoughtful and sensual and in the body and proud to be who she is has been cut off. And it's not just women, because this has happened to men too. Men also have the artist within them who is, in any way that you can describe an artist, because my words are coming from me and who I am and what art and being an artist means to me. And so it's going to be different for you. So get out a pen and paper perhaps and write out all the things that inspire you. If you hear a really good band playing and the music is really good and you're watching the artist on stage performing, and I know from, living with artists, musicians, partnering with musicians, and my father's a musician, they don't get paid. The people are having this experience and the musician goes home at the end of the night, maybe with $50 or $60, unless they're a popular like Jay-Z or Beyonce or something. But there is really no middle ground between. I know a lot of great musicians who have been traveling, touring, playing music for 10 years and more, and they're still struggling financially. So the artist is starving because, and from my perspective, because we as a society, as a culture, as people co-creating together, have decided the things that are important are in the physical realm, the things that we can see and touch and taste. And we have forgotten the invisible realm. Everything that you can see has a field, an energetic field around it that we can't see, but we can feel it. And it's tangible. It's around you, it's around your pets, around your house. And working with that level of energy, recognizing that and giving honor and gratitude for the invisible things, bringing back the part of you that loves art, that loves in general, that feels, that is sensual, can can tap into the senses, the sight, the sound, the smells, you know, really engaging your own humanity, your own humanness, and being able to see that in others as well and honor that in others as well. So thank you so much for watching this video. I think I mentioned 2 reasons in this video that the artist is starving, and gave some really good examples and ideas about how you can feed your inner artist. The number 1 way to start off by recognizing your inner artist is just grab a pen and paper and write down everything that brings you joy, that brings you delight, that makes you feel tingly on the inside, and you know, have your heart bubbling with joy and delight. When I first started working with that, I could see my kids and the feeling that I would have when I would get home from work back when I was in the Navy and would walk in and they were, "Mommy," and that massive amount of love and hugging them after a long day, just you would fill me up with so much joy. And of course it is still a source for me, but there's so many other things now that also bring me that feeling of connection to life, the pulse and the rhythm of life. So write those things down. You know, get outside, connect to nature, feel the energy around the trees, around the plants. You know, I love to put my hands in the dirt. I've created a little backyard garden out of what probably wasn't really a backyard to begin with, and dirt that had never seen life in it. And we are surrounded now by beautiful plants and food and flowers. And so getting your hands in the dirt and connecting with the Mother Earth is one surefire way to get you connected to your own feminine essence. Dance, take a hot bath with salt and oils, essential oils and candles, and buy yourself some flowers. You know, the list goes on and on. Have sex with yourself, you know, have an orgasm. These things will really get you in your body and honoring the energy that flows within you. And when you do that, it's almost impossible not to honor that in those others on the outside who are really just a reflection of ourself. So thank you so much for watching my video. Subscribe to my channel, and I look forward to connecting with you.